Alan Jackson's daughter comes forward, reveals what we've all along suspected. Alan Jackson was born Alan Eugene Jackson on October 17, 1958, in the small town of Newnan, Georgia, a place that shaped his deep connection to traditional values and rural life. Newnan, a town rich in Southern culture and history, provided the backdrop for Jackson's formative years. Growing up in a modest home with 4 siblings, Jackson was surrounded by family, love, and a strong work ethic. His father, Joseph Eugene Daddy Gene Jackson, was a mechanic, while his mother, Ruth Mama Ruth Jackson, was a homemaker who instilled in her children the importance of humility and perseverance. These early experiences would later become central to Jackson's music, which often reflected themes of hard work, family, and the simple pleasures of life. His upbringing in this tight-knit, blue-collar family gave him a first-hand understanding of the values and struggles faced by everyday Americans, an authenticity that would deeply resonate with his future audience. From a young age, Jackson developed a profound interest in country music, a genre that seemed to speak directly to his heart. He was drawn to the classic sounds of legendary artists like Hank Williams, George Jones, and Merle Haggard, whose music filled his home and stirred his imagination. Jackson's early exposure to these country legends laid the foundation for his own artistic identity, as he admired their ability to tell powerful stories through song. This love for music wasn't just a passing interest, it became a lifelong passion that would ultimately shape the course of his life. He began dreaming of becoming a musician himself, fantasizing about performing on stage and writing songs that could touch people's lives in the way his heroes had touched his. During his teenage years, Jackson's passion for music intensified, and he took his first steps toward making it a reality. He began learning to play the guitar, initially teaching himself how to strum basic chords and accompany his favorite songs. His talent for the instrument quickly became apparent, and he spent countless hours practicing, honing his technique, and developing his unique sound. Jackson's natural affinity for music extended beyond playing instruments. He also began experimenting with songwriting. His early attempts at writing songs were deeply personal, drawing inspiration from his life in Newnan, the people he knew, and the experiences that shaped him. Even at this young age, Jackson showed a remarkable ability to craft lyrics that were both heartfelt and relatable, qualities that would become hallmarks of his later work. By the time he reached adulthood, Jackson had not only become a skilled guitarist but had also started to develop the emotional depth and storytelling ability that would define his songwriting. In the early 1980s, Jackson faced a pivotal moment in his life. Although he was passionate about music, he knew that staying in Newnan would likely limit his opportunities. With the support of his wife, Denise, whom he had married in 1979, Jackson made a life-changing decision to pursue his dreams more seriously. In 1985, with nothing more than a guitar, a suitcase, and a burning desire to make it in the music industry, he packed his bags and moved to Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of country music. Nashville represented a world of possibilities, but it also posed significant challenges for a young artist trying to break into the business. Jackson arrived in the city without industry connections or a clear path to success, but he had determination in abundance. Upon arriving in Nashville, Jackson found work as a mailman at the Nashville Network, a job that, while not glamorous, provided him with a steady income as he pursued his music career. Despite the demands of his day job, Jackson refused to let his dreams fall by the wayside. Whenever he wasn't delivering mail, he was out performing at small venues, honky-tonks, bars, and clubs, hoping to catch the attention of someone who could help him get a foot in the door of the competitive Nashville music scene. These performances were not glamorous, the audiences were often small and the pay minimal, but for Jackson, every show was an opportunity to refine his craft and prove himself as an artist. His perseverance and relentless pursuit of his goals became the defining characteristics of his early years in Nashville. In 1989, after several years of hard work, Jackson's big break finally arrived. He had spent years writing songs, networking, and playing gigs wherever he could, all in the hopes of being discovered. That year, his perseverance paid off when he caught the attention of music executive Glenn Campbell, who helped Jackson land a recording contract with Arista Nashville. Signing with Arista was a watershed moment in Jackson's career. It marked the official beginning of his journey as a professional recording artist. With the backing of a major label, Jackson now had the resources and support to bring his music to a wider audience, and he wasted no time getting to work on his debut album. In 1990, Alan Jackson released his highly anticipated debut album, Here in the Real World. The album was a stunning showcase of Jackson's talent, combining his traditional country influences with his own fresh, contemporary take on the genre. It was a remarkable introduction to Jackson's musical identity, characterized by his distinctive voice, heartfelt lyrics, and genuine storytelling. The album resonated deeply with country music fans, many of whom found Jackson's songs to be a breath of fresh air in an industry that was beginning to shift toward more pop-oriented sounds. Here in the Real World was a celebration of the kind of country music Jackson had grown up loving, music that spoke to the real lives and emotions of everyday people. Its success helped establish Jackson as one of the most promising new artists in the industry. The album's impact was undeniable, thanks in large part to several hit singles that helped propel Jackson into the spotlight. One of the most notable tracks, Wanted, became an instant classic, showcasing Jackson's ability to convey deep emotion through his music. The song's themes of love, longing, and vulnerability struck a chord with listeners, and its success helped cement Jackson's reputation as a master of the country ballad. Another standout single, Chasin' That Neon Rainbow, took a more upbeat approach, offering a glimpse into the world of aspiring musicians and the sacrifices they make in the pursuit of success. The song was not only autobiographical for Jackson but also relatable for countless artists trying to make their mark in Nashville. With the release of Here in the Real World, Alan Jackson's career was officially launched, and it quickly became clear that he was destined for greatness. The album's blend of traditional and modern country sensibilities resonated with a wide audience, and its success set the stage for Jackson to become one of the most influential and beloved figures in country music over the coming decades. In 1991, Alan Jackson released his second studio album, Don't Rock the Jukebox, which became a defining moment in his career and country music history. The title track, Don't Rock the Jukebox, quickly ascended to the top of the charts, earning Jackson his fourth #1 hit on the Billboard Hot Country Singles Tracks chart. The song was a perfect embodiment of Jackson's reverence for traditional country music, while still maintaining a fresh, contemporary appeal. Its lyrics told the story of a heartbroken man seeking solace in the familiar sounds of country music, pleading with a jukebox not to play anything other than pure country songs. Jackson's ability to blend humor and emotional depth with catchy, straightforward melodies was evident in this track, and it became an anthem for traditional country lovers, marking his rise as one of the genre's leading voices. The album as a whole resonated deeply with country music fans. Tracks like Someday, Dallas, and Midnight in Montgomery further demonstrated Jackson's storytelling prowess and ability to connect with his audience on an emotional level. Midnight in Montgomery, a haunting ballad about a visit to Hank Williams's grave, reflected Jackson's deep respect for country music legends and his commitment to preserving the genre's heritage. The album sold millions of copies, eventually earning multi-platinum certification, and was hailed by critics for its blend of classic country influences and modern sensibilities. Don't Rock the Jukebox became a turning point in country music's evolution in the 1990s, bringing the genre back to its roots while maintaining mass appeal. Continuing his unstoppable momentum, Jackson released A Lot About Livin' and A Little 'Bout Love in 1992. This album was another commercial success, producing several hit singles and cementing Jackson's place as a dominant force in country music. One of the standout tracks was Chattahoochee, a lighthearted and nostalgic anthem that celebrated the carefree joys of growing up in the rural South. The song's catchy melody, playful lyrics, and lively tempo made it an instant classic. Its references to fishing, young love, and the lazy days spent on the riverbanks resonated with listeners across generations, transporting them to the simplicity and fun of summer days spent outdoors. Chattahoochee went on to win multiple awards, including Song of the Year and Single of the Year at the Country Music Association Awards, showcasing Jackson's gift for creating music that evoked a deep sense of place and nostalgia. The success of A Lot About Livin' and A Little 'Bout Love wasn't limited to Chattahoochee. The album also featured hits like She's Got the Rhythm and I Got the Blues, and Mercury Blues, both of which climbed the charts and further solidified Jackson's reputation as a hitmaker. The album's ability to balance high energy, fun tracks with more introspective and heartfelt songs demonstrated Jackson's versatility as an artist. His ability to deliver both poignant ballads and upbeat, feel-good songs broadened his appeal to an even wider audience, making him one of the most beloved artists in country music. In 1994, Alan Jackson reached yet another milestone in his career with the release of Who I Am. The album marked an important moment of artistic growth for Jackson, as he continued to refine his sound and hone his songwriting. Critics praised the album for its maturity, while fans eagerly embraced it, driving it to multi-platinum status. Who I Am produced a series of hit singles that once again dominated the charts. One of the standout tracks was Livin' on Love, a tender, heartwarming ode to the simplicity and power of love in everyday life. The song's lyrics celebrated the beauty of relationships built on trust, companionship, and shared experiences rather than material wealth. It resonated deeply with audiences, as Jackson's unpretentious delivery and heartfelt performance made the universal theme of love feel deeply personal. Another notable single from Who I Am was Gone Country, a clever and tongue-in-cheek commentary on the rise of country music's popularity in the 1990s. The song humorously explored the trend of people from different walks of life, including pop and rock musicians, going country in search of success. With its catchy melody and witty lyrics, Gone Country became a fan favorite, showcasing Jackson's ability to blend humor and insight into his music. The song also underscored his pride in the authenticity of his own musical roots, distinguishing himself from those who were merely adopting country music for commercial gain. The success of Who I Am further cemented Jackson's reputation as one of the most consistent and authentic voices in the genre. Throughout his career, Alan Jackson enjoyed an extraordinary string of #1 hits, becoming one of the most prolific and celebrated country artists of all time. His ability to craft songs that resonated across generations, appealing to both traditional country fans and newer listeners, made him a fixture in the country music landscape. Chattahoochee, in particular, became one of his most iconic songs, representing not just a hit single but a cultural touchstone. The song's enduring popularity has kept it in regular rotation on country radio stations and in fans' playlists for decades, solidifying Jackson's legacy as a master of relatable, feel-good music that stands the test of time. In 2002, Jackson released Drive, an album that showcased his ability to blend personal storytelling with universal themes. One of the most emotional tracks on the album was Drive, for Daddy Gene, a heartfelt tribute to his late father. The song poignantly reflected on Jackson's childhood memories of learning to drive, with his father by his side, in old family vehicles. The song's imagery of driving as a metaphor for life's journey, and the deep bond between father and son, struck a chord with listeners. Its themes of family, memory, and the passage of time resonated deeply, making it one of Jackson's most beloved songs. Drive, for Daddy Gene, became an anthem for fans who could relate to the bittersweet nature of remembering loved ones and cherished moments from the past. The song's success also demonstrated Jackson's ability to craft deeply personal songs that tapped into shared human experiences, further solidifying his place as one of country music's most relatable and enduring storytellers. With a career spanning decades and countless awards, Alan Jackson's contributions to country music are immeasurable. His dedication to preserving the genre's traditions, while also infusing it with his unique voice and perspective, has made him one of the most successful and beloved artists in country music history. But do not rush to leave the screen until the tragedy of Alan Jackson is revealed. Please patiently watch this video to the end to stay up to date on his health news. Among the many accolades bestowed upon him, Alan Jackson has been honored with Grammy Awards, which are widely regarded as the pinnacle of recognition in the music industry. Winning a Grammy is a momentous achievement for any artist, but for Jackson, these awards reflect not only his immense talent but also his enduring influence on country music as a whole. His Grammy victories came as a result of his ability to fuse traditional country sounds with contemporary storytelling, resonating with listeners across generations. These awards highlight his capacity to stay relevant in an evolving industry while remaining authentic to his roots. From his early career hits to his more recent releases, Jackson's music consistently showcases the kind of songwriting, vocal performance, and musicianship that the Recording Academy honors. His Grammy wins are not just a personal triumph but a reflection of the widespread impact his work has had on shaping modern country music. Additionally, Jackson's outstanding achievements have been recognized by the Country Music Association (CMA) Awards, one of the most esteemed honors in the country music world. The CMA Awards have long been a measure of success and influence within the genre, and Jackson's impressive track record at these events speaks volumes about his career. Over the years, Jackson has received numerous CMA awards, securing his place as one of the genre's most decorated artists. His accolades include wins for Entertainer of the Year, Male Vocalist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year. These awards represent more than just commercial success. They acknowledge Jackson's ability to connect with audiences on an emotional level. Songs like Where Were You, When the World Stopped Turning, and Drive, for Daddy Jean, have become timeless classics, and his CMA wins reflect the heartfelt authenticity that has defined his career. The recognition from the CMA further cements Jackson's legacy as a transformative figure in country music, capable of blending traditional values with contemporary appeal. The Academy of Country Music, ACM, Awards has also played a significant role in recognizing Alan Jackson's remarkable contributions to country music. The ACM, known for celebrating the best and brightest in the genre, has honored Jackson with several prestigious awards, including Top Male Vocalist, Album of the Year, and Single Record of the Year. These awards not only reflect Jackson's vocal prowess but also his knack for crafting albums that resonate with fans and critics alike. Whether it's through storytelling ballads or up-tempo anthems, Jackson has an uncanny ability to evoke deep emotions, creating music that speaks to the heart of the country music experience. His ACM victories are a testament to his artistry, underscoring his status as a beloved figure within the country music community. The accolades he has earned from both the CMA and ACM paint a picture of an artist who has successfully navigated the complexities of the industry while staying true to his roots, captivating millions with his heartfelt and genuine approach to music. One of the most prestigious honors in country music is the invitation to become a member of the Grand Ole Opry, an institution that has long been synonymous with country music excellence. For any artist, joining the Grand Ole Opry represents a milestone that goes beyond commercial success. It symbolizes acceptance into a revered lineage of country music legends. In 1991, Alan Jackson received this highly coveted invitation, a moment that not only elevated his career but also solidified his place among the genre's elite. The Grand Ole Opry is more than just a stage, it's a cultural touchstone that upholds the traditions of country music, and Jackson's induction is a recognition of his contributions to preserving those traditions. His performances on the Opry stage have been celebrated for their authenticity, showcasing his respect for the history of country music while also pushing its boundaries. Becoming a member of the Grand Ole Opry was a crowning achievement in Jackson's career, underscoring his lifelong dedication to the genre that has shaped him as an artist. Alan Jackson's personal life is as notable and inspiring as his successful music career. In 1979, he married his high school sweetheart, Denise, marking the beginning of a lifelong partnership that has weathered both personal and professional storms. Their relationship, built on love, trust, and faith, has been a constant source of strength for Jackson throughout his career. Denise, who has often been described as Alan's rock, has supported him through the highs and lows of fame. Their marriage exemplifies the traditional values that Jackson often sings about in his music: family, commitment, and loyalty. Over the years, they have maintained a strong bond, and their enduring love story has inspired many of Jackson's songs about relationships, including some of his most tender ballads. The stability of their marriage has provided Jackson with a sense of grounding, enabling him to navigate the often tumultuous world of the music industry with grace and humility. Together, Alan and Denise Jackson have raised 3 daughters, Maddie Denise, Alexandra Jane, and Donnie Grace. Despite the pressures of fame, the Jacksons have maintained a close-knit family, emphasizing the importance of family values in both their personal and public lives. Alan has spoken frequently about how his daughters have been a source of joy and pride, and many of his songs reflect the lessons he's learned as a father. The Jackson family's commitment to nurturing a loving household has been evident in how they have raised their daughters, instilling in them the same values that have guided Alan throughout his life. Even as Alan's fame grew, he remained committed to being a present and involved father, ensuring that his daughters grew up with a strong sense of family and community. Their family dynamic has remained relatively private, but the glimpses they have shared reflect a household grounded in love, faith, and mutual respect. Attributes that have no doubt influenced Jackson's music and the way he approaches life. Prepare yourself for heartbreaking news that has sent shockwaves through the music industry. Alan Jackson, the beloved country singer whose voice has become synonymous with timeless hits and country anthems, is now confronting the most profound challenge of his life. Revered for his soulful melodies, heartfelt lyrics, and down-to-earth charm, the 66-year-old country music icon has been dealt a devastating blow that has left his devoted fans reeling in disbelief. For decades, Jackson's music has been a comforting soundtrack to millions, providing both solace and joy through songs like Chattahoochee, Remember When, and Where Were You? When the World Stopped Turning. Now, it is Jackson himself who is in need of comfort as he faces an unimaginable personal crisis. In a stunning and emotional revelation that has sent waves of sadness throughout the globe, George Strait, Jackson's close friend and longtime collaborator, delivered the heart-wrenching news. Strait, who famously joined forces with Jackson on the poignant and powerful anthem Murder on Music Row, confirmed what fans feared the most: Jackson is enduring a trial of staggering proportions. According to Strait, his friend has shown an unyielding spirit and unwavering determination since the discovery of his illness, but the road ahead remains filled with sorrow and uncertainty. Fans were not prepared for the magnitude of this shocking news, as Jackson had previously kept his health struggles private, choosing to battle in silence before finally opening up to his inner circle. The world was stunned when, in an exclusive interview with TMZ on October 21, Jackson himself broke his silence, summoning the courage to confess his diagnosis to a trusted confidant. It was a moment that shook the music community to its core, as the magnitude of Jackson's revelation became clear. Insider reports soon followed, unveiling that Jackson had received the gut-wrenching diagnosis of testicular cancer just 1 month earlier. Since then, the singer has been undergoing an arduous regimen of treatments in an effort to combat the disease. His battle has been relentless, marked by both physical and emotional turmoil. Jackson's journey over the past month has been one of anguish and resilience. The singer was initially subjected to a surgical procedure to remove the diseased testicle, an ordeal that would have been difficult enough on its own. But what followed was even more grueling. Jackson began chemotherapy treatments almost immediately, a regimen that included silicone implants, procedures known to come with significant side effects. In the beginning, Jackson remained stoic and strong, brushing off the invisible chains of chemotherapy with the kind of determination and fortitude that has defined his career. He tried to continue life as normally as possible, keeping his private suffering hidden from the public eye. But soon, the strain of his illness and treatments began to take their toll. As the chemotherapy progressed, Jackson found himself increasingly overwhelmed by the debilitating symptoms. Nights that were once peaceful and restorative became tormenting battles with relentless nausea. Jackson would wake up in the middle of the night to violent bouts of vomiting, his body weakened by the cumulative effects of the treatment. Despite his immense willpower, the physical suffering was undeniable, leaving the singer exhausted and in pain. Recent updates from Jackson's clinic have painted a deeply concerning picture of his health. Those close to him report that Jackson has been visibly weakened, his once vibrant energy now diminished. His fans, who have long cherished his dynamic presence on stage, have been heartbroken by these revelations. Nevertheless, amidst this darkness, there have been glimmers of hope and solace. Jackson has found strength in the outpouring of support he has received from his fans, whose unwavering loyalty has served as a lifeline during his darkest moments. The love and well wishes from the country music community and beyond have overwhelmed Jackson, offering him comfort and a renewed sense of purpose as he fights this battle. Despite the overwhelming support, Jackson faces an uphill struggle, one that grows more dire by the day. A physician deeply involved in his cancer treatment has delivered a devastating prognosis, one that no one was prepared to hear. According to the doctor, Jackson's cancer has progressed to an advanced stage, leaving little room for hope of a cure. The insidious tumor that first took root in Jackson's testicle has since metastasized, spreading its dangerous reach to his lymph nodes and kidneys. As a result, Jackson is now undergoing radiotherapy, an additional burden to his already taxed body. The combination of chemotherapy and radiotherapy has left Jackson physically drained, his health deteriorating faster than anyone could have anticipated. In the midst of this grim reality, the most heart-wrenching news of all has emerged. Jackson's doctors have informed him that his time is tragically limited. With the cancer having spread so extensively, they have given Jackson a maximum of 1 year left to live. The gravity of this prognosis has shattered the hearts of his legions of fans, many of whom have followed his career for decades. For Jackson, the knowledge that his days are numbered is a painful burden, but he has vowed to use the time he has left to live as fully as possible, packing up his spirit and finding peace amidst the storm. Even in the face of such insurmountable adversity, Alan Jackson remains a beacon of strength and optimism. While the world mourns the impending loss of one of country music's greatest legends, Jackson continues to inspire with his resilience. He is determined to seize every precious moment of his remaining time, embracing life and love with a renewed sense of purpose. Supported by the unwavering devotion of his family, friends, and fans, Jackson fights on, refusing to let his illness define his final days. As the music industry grapples with the impending loss of this iconic figure, there is an overwhelming sense of grief. Alan Jackson's contributions to country music are immeasurable. He has spent decades at the forefront of the genre, delivering hit after hit and leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of his fans. While his presence will undoubtedly be missed, his legacy will endure. Jackson's music, his spirit, and his unwavering optimism will forever resonate within the world of country music, ensuring that his voice will never truly fade away. His songs will continue to offer solace and comfort, just as they always have, serving as a lasting tribute to the man who gave so much of himself to his craft and his audience. Alan Jackson's journey may be nearing its end, but his influence will live on for generations to come.